Hello world, WayofTime here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. So, I just recently stumbled upon this water block, and it goes far, far, far down. Now, I'm not too sure what the deal is with this, so I think I'm gonna go explore and see what it is. I have a vague clue what it is, but I might be entirely off base. In fact, I don't think there's almost any point in me doing this, but I'll see you at the bottom. Okay, we're at the bottom. Now, if I remember correctly, yes, I do remember correctly. Okay, so this is actually a unique block at the bottom of the ocean. What it is an infinitely refilling water source block. I'm not looking at the bedrock behind you. That'd just be stupid. It's kind of hard to explain things when I'm looking at bedrock. What do you take me for, an idiot? Probably. Okay, let's get out of here. No. Anyways, this is pretty much Buildcraft's take on infinite water sources. And I might be able to show it if I place that and place that. I might completely, actually, irreversibly remove it. However, actually, I'm not going to take that chance. So what it is Buildcraft's attempt to make an infinite water source, and this is an infinite water source that's friendly to servers. So you place your pump down, and it continually refreshes. Let's get some light here. It continuously gets taken up by the pump and refreshes itself, so that for a server, there's no actual block update, and the water goes into the pump, and you have an infinite amount of water. So this is Buildcraft's solution, and these are very rare to come by. In fact, this is actually the first one I've ever found, and it's quite interesting. So I'm just gonna go collect some more bees, because that's what I was doing on my merry stroll, and then I'll be back at the base once I think I have enough. So as you see, I've been doing a bit of architecture on, well, this floor, because frankly, I find just a straight open expanse with just machines is not really my building style. This floor is so wiry that I can't really bear to look at it. Shun. And, well, frankly, it's kind of horrible. So I'm going to, on this floor at least, try to make this as architecturally sound as possible. So I have a nice gravel walkway to this building, which is going to have an... I've never actually built doors like this, so I'm not too sure if it works well. It's a 4x3 door, and I'm not even finished with the roof, which is still going to take a bit of time, but inside is working pretty well. So this is going to be my advanced genetics building, and it's going to be where I'm going to store all of the fun liquid DNA that I managed to get, and we're also going to need to put a roof on this. If we were to put a roof on this, how high would we have it? I'd say that this tank is going to be 6 high, and I have it as a 3x3 for now, because, well, frankly, I don't think having a 5x5 would be that useful in my current situation. However, that will probably change in the future. So if we have a 3x3, that is a 9 base. Stop bouncing up and down. It is annoying. Okay, so, and it's 6 high, so if we were just to do some simple math, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54. Okay, 54 plus, so it's 50 pieces of tank that we're going to need. Now, how much tank do we currently have in the system? We have no tank, and if we look, we don't really have anything else. I thought I had some iron plating. I might still have some in the overworld base, though I have moved pretty much the majority of the stuff from my base into the fun little happy shack that we have over there. Let's say. And this tank is going to be storing liquid DNA. This is going to be basically all of the bee stuff. Oh, yay. 8 iron plating is nice. It will help a bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that'll give us some tanks. That's all we really need. So let's see. 54 is the desired amount. Ooh, we still have some of this stuff. Okay, if we need 54, that means if we put, we'll pretty much need 50 in total. Actually, we will need to go with 46. However, I don't know, this isn't a multiple, so we'll need 2 more of those and stick them in so that they can start being processed into the iron plates, which will probably take a while. You know, you'd think that, wait a second, wait, I thought I had some in there, huh? Maybe I moved them to some other storage area. Maybe I'm just hallucinating or some other very frightening thing. However, I thought I did have... oh well, I'm gonna need to also... we're probably going to need some backup plates as well. So I'm going to stick another 4 in there so we have some backup plates. Let's throw those in. And let's wait for these. You know, I thought there was no point pretty much just saving some plates for later, so to speak. So I decided to create the entire amount that we have currently at our fingertips. So we're just going to have to go and wing it, so to speak. So let's go and by the way, I did make some fancy little things called bread. It's a bit better of food than the other stuff. So iron bars, let's actually, that's a perfect amount. Iron bars there. And don't tell me I probably messed up the crafting again. Yes, I did. How come I always seem to mess that particular stage up? Okay, so we're done the iron bars. And glass, we might as well just make a bit for panes. That'll be enough. Glass pane should be enough. Okay, don't tell me like this, I suppose. Perfect, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to need to have a few more than that. So if we go with like this, that should be sufficient. And that's enough for the glass panes as well. We'll throw those back in. And the remainder we're going to make as the actual tank components once we get up in the... I don't even know why I'm using that. I can just fly up for now and I'll worry about that at a later point of time. Okay, so iron tank valves, let's see how we're going to want to set this up. It's going to be a 6-high structure, and let's go with half of these for now so we at least have a general inkling of how we're going to build this. Assuming I didn't mess anything up, it should be a simple enough endeavor. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, and now that I think of it, not everybody has been watching EEPower or modded Minecraft for as long as I've been playing it, so I might as well explain. So, liquid DNA is something that you get from bees, and as disgusting as it may sound, it's actually quite useful in genetic engineering. Now, let's try to explain it in a way that's probably the most appealing. Pretty much, everybody knows, well, at least a lot of people know, that bees, they get a bunch of genomes that they just fly around and, I'm horribly explaining this. I'm not used to explaining it, so bear with me. Okay, so bee breeding works like this. When I'll just get this and might as well show it with this. So in bee breeding, what you have is that you have 2 different genomes. You have the active genome and the inactive genome. And every single bee has an active and inactive, even though it may vary between the bees. They always have an active and inactive with a lot of traits. Now these traits, don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I'll find out later. So these traits are kind of special in the fact that they affect how the bee operates when inside an apiary or an alveary. For instance, the lifespan obviously tells how long the bee is going to live before it gives the drones and the new princess, as well as the speed, which gives the production amount and other stuff such. There's also pollination, what flowers it has, fertility, the area of effect, the actual effect, and also the climate tolerances, nocturnal, flyer, cave, etc. Now these ones are very important. Nocturnal basically says when it's on a bee that this bee can work at night as well as day. Flyer means that is able to work even when it's raining, and cave means that it can work even when it cannot see the sky directly, which is a pretty big deal, of actually a very big deal. Let's see, chest. Let's get a chest down and store this bee. Now, when you breed bees rather, I should enunciate properly. When you breed them, what happens is that there's a possibility of a mutation to occur if when it checks what each of the genomes are, it can cross between them, and if it sees that there's a possible mutation, it can at a certain chance do that mutation. However, it's not always a guaranteed thing. However, when you get something like a purebred ancient princess and breed enough drones, what you're able to do is with the liquid DNA system, you're able to mush down the bee, basically steal all of the possible advantages that it may have, and then put those genomes onto another bee, which can be quite entertaining, honestly. It's quite entertaining to just see the bee in mush. Okay, let's just take a look. We're going to need 6 on the side and there, so that means just this should be sufficient. Okay, so liquid DNA is obviously a big deal, and we're going to need a lot of it because a lot of machines to get the desired traits on a bee require liquid DNA, and that's where this tank comes in. Why did I do it like that? Okay, I'm just gonna take this and swap it out so that instead it is like this, so that we're more accurately going to be able to see it. So this thing can hold 864 buckets worth of any sort of liquid, and we're going to have it for liquid DNA. And we're going to need a few machines that are going to be able to A, utilize it, and B, actually, have some fun with it. Okay, I'm gonna look for the machines because I am not entirely sure what I need again, and then I'll be back once I get all that sorted out. So, as you can see, this is a costly operation. One of the first things I believe that we're going to need, I'm going to have to confirm it when I finally place it, but it's a pretty good idea to get all the machines anyways, is we're going to need a gene pool. What the gene pool does, if I remember correctly, is it takes the bee and compresses it and gets the liquid DNA from it. Obviously, it's not a free operation. We're going to need quite a bit of energy for it to be pulled off. However, I think we'll be able to get all of that quite well. And now that I think of it, the flaw in the design of this building is the fact that it's not 3 thick or even 2 thick. So we're probably going to need to modify the design of the building like so. Just on the back, maybe? Actually, on the back and on the front side will probably be good. If we go like that, I think that will be good. We can probably put some stone slabs here as well, just so that it's not out in the open. I wonder if anything is behind there. You will never know. This could have gone a lot better. Okay, so like this, actually we're going to go like that. Sorry about the architecture. I kind of like to have things, when I really work on aesthetics, I like to have things look symmetrical and aesthetically pleasing as much as possible. There we go. Does that work? Probably going to need to remove that stuff later or put a colonnade in the front. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do. Maybe microblocks will solve the issue, but at any rate. Okay, so the gene pool. The gene pool is a very difficult machine to get, and it's a second tier extra bees machine requiring a basic circuit board for me to get it. And that is not going to be too difficult, but we also need an Apiary machine for this to happen. So we need to get sturdy casings, copper actually, and redstone, as well as the basic circuit board. So we're going to need a few things. Actually, now that I think of it, actually, now that, Sorry, I'm just thinking a little much, and I can tell that you're probably thoroughly amused at all the advanced thinking that I'm having to do. But what I'm thinking is that, that might work. La 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 la. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We got everything working, and that is good. Actually, perfect place here as well. So, oh my goodness, that actually kind of is good. Maybe not the most natural looking, however, I think it does work very well. So we're going to need to make a carpenter, so I'm thinking we're going to want to make 24 of these just in case. So where's our bronze? Bronze, here we go. And we're also going to need some copper. Let's get a stack of you, and we're also going to need redstone. That's actually odd. Wait a second. Copper? Huh. Huh, huh, huh. That is not something I like to see. Let's see the dusts. And is there any processable thing other than that? No. So copper dust just somehow got left in the dust? That is not something I like to see. We are definitely going to have to rectify that. So let's put on our jetpack and go down before we splat. We're just going to need to edit this so that we can finally refine our copper. Now that's actually going to put a very big temporary strain on the network, though it should be easily rectified considering how many induction furnaces, i.e. 3, we have currently in operation. Okay, so now that that's done, let's see how we're going to do for our power. Power, I think, will be handled in this corner and go throughout the bottom. Go throughout the side, actually, probably. Okay, when we enter through this building, I might bring the gravel a bit farther so that we actually have some sort of discernible walkway. But if we have it like this, and just expand it to the things that we need it to have or run constantly. Do I have any stone just in case? Okay, we can't really do anything there. Okay, so let's make a few carpenters, or at least make 2 carpenters. So we'll put the carpenters right here. Actually, we're going to... that is slightly annoying since I won't be able to put anything into that particular carpenter, but I suppose it's actually... You know what? I don't care if you can see the heart of the building through here. Just in case. I'll worry about that later. But we still want to have the carpenter probably right here. And we'll just have this so that we can... You cut me off. Dang it. I don't know what's with this Tesseract glitch, but it's probably fixed in the latest version of the Feed the Beast mod pack, so I should probably update soon. However, I'm afraid of the nuclear reactor completely blowing up, so I want to get a good design of the nuclear reactor before such a lovely event occurs. Let's see, I think I can fix this. Let's see, F3A, correct? Takes a while to load, but I guess we're going to be in the building anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to wait for that to load. In fact, let's go. Okay, so this is now on the base energy, and we're going to... I just want to see the outside of this, okay? There's nothing in here. Do not worry. Nothing at all. It probably would be better if that Tesseract was exposed, but it's not like it matters too much anyways. So let's first, let's see, we might as well, I forget that we're not in the 1.5, so I tried to do the drag thing, and it's not exactly doing anything helpful. Okay, carpenter, first of all, we're going to require bronze. Yay! In fact, let's make a stack of it ahead of time, since we do have the tin and the copper for it. And we're going to need some more later anyways. And I think we're going to need 2 of these, right? I am probably not so positive. Hey, look! Glass! I love glass. You have no idea. Let's just might as well take the entire half stack. in the entire half stack, and I thought I was crazy. Okay, so to these and to these, and we're going to mainly use these for all of the fun capabilities that they have, tending to my wounded, so to speak. Okay, might as well set this so that it's receive only. There we go. And now we have energy, that's good, and now we need to get the circuit boards for this. And actually, let's check what circuit boards we're going to need. So, gene pool, here we go. We're going to need the basic circuit board for sure. And let's see the uses of this genetic machine before we move on. Basic and enhanced. And what is this used in? Just that. I guess, is the advanced genetic machine used in any other genetic machine? No. Okay, so basic and enhanced circuit boards are what we're going to need to add in here. Let's just put circuit board. Just make this a bit easier. Okay, basic enhanced. These ones we're not going to need. So redstone and tin. And we're going to need redstone and bronze as the recipes. I think I see a connection here, though I may be just mishandling the situation for all I know. Okay, so here, 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 and here, here, here. We'll just put half of this into here for now. Here, here. And we're going to need a bit more redstone, first of all. We might as well just take that much. And we're also going to need some tin. Tine. We shall need time to pine for our wretched existences. Okay, there. And we're also going to need to put, we already got that, we'll put that there, and we'll put some redstone there, and there. Okay, so the final thing we're going to need is water. As in, what are you doing? And we don't have any formula for water cells. Oh, there we are. 15, 16, 17, 18. 19, 20. There we go. 21. We had to go for 21. That's just not fair. Okay, so we're just going to go and put all of the stuff needed for some water. 2, 1. Oh, we don't get the cells back. Crud. That's unfortunate. Wait, we had some water cans in there. Might as well be better about this. Better for the environment and what for. So I'm just going to do this as a temporary measure. We're going to obviously want an aqueous accumulator. In fact, we can put an aqueous accumulator underneath, and that should solve the situation quite nicely. If we have a water block under there and under there, aqueous accumulator there. In fact, we might as well do that now. We should have an aqueous accumulator, if not free, but ready to craft. Haha! And now just need 2 pints of water, if you please, and also we're going to need some other intricacies, which happen to be liquid ducts. But first of all, we might as well go for the water, because that's cool too. Have you ever had such refreshing refwater? Probably not. Liquid ducts, better than a liquid duck, because that's a little awkward. Definitely awkward. Okay, so up we go. And I'm thinking we're going to have like 5 floors in total, if I'm correct. Actually, I'm thinking 6. That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting for sure. What was I doing? Ah, yes. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to need to burst into fudge. Well, since I'm already here, might as well get everything that I was lacking in the mental department. Are you saying I'm mental? Probably. And we'll get that there. We'll get this here. And let's sort this out real quick. Put this here so it's connected. And we should get water in here. And then once we have this here, we'll have water in here. And we'll have this here. That'll satisfy everything, and then we can just simply put this here as a stop, and then it's like there was never water in the first place, which would probably be a bad situation for us to be in, but that's something else entirely. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Okay, so we got an enhanced circuit board, and we also have basic circuit boards. So let's check that gene pool before we go. completely bonkers and see the recipe. We're going to need a genetic machine, which is going to require an APS machine, copper, redstone, iron, lapis, and regular circuit board. We're going to need to, we might as well put the remainder of the stuff in here because we just might as well. So iron, that. We'll put this here, and we already have the lapis for some odd reason. So what are we going to need? Iron. We already got the iron. And let's make this. Let's do this thing. And scary music inserted. Right away on cue, as if on cue. But I didn't cue anything because that'd be very odd. So, genetic machine here. And we're also going to need some glass, gold, redstone. In that order. But I went for the gold first, so I'm just a bad person. And there we go. So first of all, 4 of these. And let's go with that and that. Okay, so we got that situation covered. We'll just put this here. We'll put this here. And finally, we got the gene pool, which will be able to melt our bees into liquid DNA. So here is where it starts raining and stops all of a sudden, because that's cool too. Okay, so all seriousness, how are we going to have this? If we were to go for a symmetrical approach, I suppose the best way to have it would be if we had them both here, though I suppose having it start here may be a good idea. Though, if we were to have an infinite loop, that would be sucky. So, what we're going to have is that it'll input into here. And thus, we'll wait, it does need energy as well. There's no point having it like that, so, Unless we were to have another Tesseract, that'd be kind of counterproductive. So I suppose what we're going to have is we're going to put it maybe here. In fact, that'll work out well. Yes, we're going to put this here. I know it may look kind of like a stupid idea at first, and it probably is, but I might as well have everything working out in a nice symmetrical pattern, so to speak, rather than a crazy one. Because, you know, crazy is as crazy does. That's what I like to say. Probably, I don't actually like to say that. It's just kind of a bit of a spur of the moment, if you catch my drift, but oh well. So let's just dig that channel. And what we'll do is bring this here. We're also going to want to have some energy. So let's put the energy there. Hopefully this connects correctly. Yes, it does. So here's our gene pool thing. And then the stuff will automatically, supposedly, go out like this. You know, I'm going to test that hypothesis right now by, we're probably going to need to breed some bees for this to work. Let's go like that. Let's go like that and check what our common are and see what we have. So, common meadows, yeah, that sucks, but it's also fast. Common meadows sucks. Common sucks, but not as much. So here we go. Okay, now that we have a bee, we'll be able to show this in action, and hopefully this will go out better than planned. We'll just need to get the liquiducts first before anything, you know, spotty happens, because spotty is as spotty does. Is it already there? Yes, I assume so. Let's actually get that. Make sure by clicking in that box. Nope, we can't click. Therefore, this is where it goes. Okay. Long-winded, and then we'll probably have this going underneath just because this will be where all of our genetic machines are. But that will probably have to come at a later point in time. Let's wrench this and put a lever there. This will pull the stuff out. But anyways, okay, so now we're going to throw this bee in and have it work its genetic thing and see if it actually, well, it will convert it to liquid DNA, and then it should output it directly. Out, I say. No? Oh, balls. So what we're going to have to do is put that lever there. And since it doesn't output automatically, we're going to have to change it so that this outputs on a redstone signal. And there we go. We got our first smidge of liquid DNA. 100 millibuckets. Which honestly I think is an odd measurement, but I suppose it does work in the realm of Minecraft. So we're just gonna have to go with that. So what I'm thinking is we're gonna have an item tesseract there. Or no, that kind of would, no, that would be sucky. If we were to have an item tesseract here, in fact, might be a better call, so that the items, rather the bees, will go directly into there, and everything will be nice and cheery. And do we have an item tesseract? We indeed have two, so when we go into their genetic manipulation, things will be a bit more or less spotty. And how are we going to have this? We'll have this 7 to gene pool. You know, just hop right in or stuff like that. Set, save, send only, or rather receive only, so it'll go into here without a second thought. And in fact, we might as well haha, it's completely hidden! Okay, that actually does kind of look good. It's hiding it. I'm gonna really hope that we have some way to hide these in the future. In fact, Imibis does have microblocks that will help that in the future. So let's get our bearings and check what the next machine is going to be. In fact, we can probably check via the genetic machine. The uses of the genetic machine will steer us in the right direction. Probably an advanced genetic machine. In fact, we're going to need the splicer and sequencer. Am I right? No, the sequencer, let's check the uses of this before we move on. Okay, so what we're going to be, I'm going to talk a bit, in fact, and lose all that progress. So we have liquid DNA, and we have a method to get to the liquid DNA. It's not exactly the most manual thing in the world, but we can make this completely automatic when we have a fully functioning bee. Not necessarily an assembly line, because that would be stupid, but a bee processing line. Yes, that's it. Once we get some sort of system that will make use of the bees. So what we're going to want to do is we have the liquid DNA and obviously the energy that will fuel our machines so that we'll be able to splice up the bees. However, we don't have any method to actually give that splice up nature to the bees. So we're going to need some machines using the advanced genetic machine. Now, there's a lot of stuff that's going to be needed. The replicator I don't think we can use yet. However, the thing, okay, inoculator, purifier, we're going to need a few things. One of them is the empty serum vial. Unfortunately, we're not there yet. We're in fact actually going to need all of these except the replicator. Probably not the replicator. I'm going to have to check what the replicator does. Probably something I'm not able to do yet. But we need an isolator, we need a purifier, we need an inoculator, and we need a synthesizer. So that's 4 advanced genetic machines that we don't exactly have. So we're going to need to work on that somehow. And unfortunately, we won't be able to do that this episode. However, I will show you what I'm thinking we're going to want to do next time. I think, well, all of you know pretty much how the bee breeding works, but what I'm going to make is, let's just actually look at these uses once again so that I can show why it's needed. We're going to need to make empty serum vials. However, to make it, we're going to need royal jelly. And we can smelt corrected serum stuff, but we will need royal jelly for this to work. So I'm going to have to get the imperial line of bees for that to happen. So I'm going to go get the imperial line all the way up to the maximum, and then we'll start work on the automation of our bees next episode. Not the breeding, but the automation. Then we'll do a little fun stuff with that. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. WayofTime here, signing off. Have a wonderful day.